Right now, your immune system is aging faster than you think. While you're feeling fine, invisible threats are moving closer. There are vaccines designed specifically to protect you after 60, vaccines most people don't even know exist. And ignoring them could be the single most dangerous mistake you make this year. Recent studies from the Centers for Disease Control reveal a sobering truth. Over 50,000 adults, over 60 die each year in the United States alone from vaccine-preventable diseases. Even more shocking, research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that seniors who delay or skip recommended vaccines are 3 times more likely to be hospitalized for severe infections than those who stay protected. These aren't distant statistics. These are preventable tragedies happening to people just like you. People who thought they had time. People who felt healthy until suddenly they weren't. What you're about to discover could add years to your life. The first vaccine you're ignoring is the pneumococcal vaccine, and it protects you against pneumonia, one of the most silent and deadly infections targeting your age group. Pneumonia doesn't announce itself with drama. It starts quietly, often mistaken for a common cold, a mild cough, some fatigue. Then, within days, it can escalate into a life-threatening lung infection that puts you in the hospital struggling to breathe. After 60, your immune system loses its ability to fight off Streptococcus pneumoniae, the bacteria responsible for most pneumonia cases. Even if you've never had pneumonia before, even if you've always been healthy, your risk climbs sharply every year you age. The pneumococcal vaccine comes in 2 forms, PCV20 or PCV15, followed by PPSV23. These vaccines train your immune system to recognize and destroy pneumonia-causing bacteria before they invade your lungs. Without this vaccine, a simple respiratory infection can turn into sepsis, meningitis, or bloodstream infections. Thousands of seniors end up in intensive care every year because they assume pneumonia was something that happened to other people. It's not. It's waiting for a moment of weakness, a bad flu season, a stressful event that temporarily lowers your defenses. This vaccine is your shield, and you need it now, not when you start feeling sick. The second vaccine is the Shingles vaccine. And if you've ever had chickenpox, the virus is already inside you, dormant, waiting. Shingles is caused by the varicella zoster virus, reactivating decades after your childhood chickenpox infection. It doesn't ask permission. It strikes when your immune system weakens with age, stress, or illness. The pain from shingles is described by patients as one of the worst experiences of their lives. A burning, stabbing, relentless agony that can last for months or even years. In a condition called postherpetic neuralgia, the rash appears as painful blisters, often wrapping around one side of your torso, your face, or near your eyes. If shingles affects your eyes, it can cause permanent vision loss. If it affects your ears, it can lead to hearing loss or facial paralysis. 1 in 3 people over 60 will develop shingles in their lifetime. That's not a small risk. That's a coin toss with your comfort and quality of life. The shingles vaccine, Shingrix, is over 90% effective at preventing this torture. It requires 2 doses, spaced 2 to 6 months apart, and it works by boosting your immune response so the dormant virus never gets the chance to reactivate. Even if you had shingles before, you can get it again, and the vaccine still protects you. This is not a vaccine you delay. The longer you wait, the higher the chance that virus wakes up and steals months of your life in blinding pain. If you're finding this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The third vaccine is the influenza vaccine, and I know what you're thinking. You've heard about the flu shot your whole life. But here's what changes after 60. The flu is no longer just an inconvenience. It becomes a potential killer. Influenza doesn't just give you a bad week in bed anymore. In older adults, it triggers severe complications like pneumonia, bronchitis, and worsening of chronic conditions such as heart disease and diabetes. Every year, up to 85% of flu-related deaths occur in people over 65. The flu virus is clever. It mutates every season, which is why you need a new vaccine every single year. Your body can't rely on last year's immunity. There are high-dose flu vaccines specifically designed for seniors, like Fluzone High Dose or Flublok, which contain 4 times the antigen of regular flu shots to give your aging immune system the boost it needs to fight off the virus. Some people say, "I got the flu shot once and still got sick." That's because the vaccine doesn't guarantee you'll never catch the flu. It dramatically reduces your risk. And more importantly, if you do get infected, the severity is cut by more than half. You're far less likely to end up hospitalized, on a ventilator, or worse. The flu season runs from October to March, And the best time to get vaccinated is early fall, but it's never too late. Even in the middle of winter, getting the shot still offers protection. This is a vaccine you cannot afford to skip, not even once. The fourth vaccine is the COVID-19 vaccine. And yes, it still matters. The pandemic may feel like it's in the past, but the virus is very much present, and it's still disproportionately dangerous for older adults. COVID-19 doesn't just cause respiratory symptoms. In seniors, it increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, blood clots, cognitive decline, and long-term fatigue that can last for months. Your immune system, even if you were vaccinated years ago, loses its protective antibodies over time. Booster doses are specifically designed to restore that defense, especially against new variants that continue to emerge. The updated COVID vaccines target the latest strains, giving you the best possible protection. Hospitals are still seeing older adults admitted with severe COVID, and the vast majority of those patients either never got vaccinated or stopped keeping up with boosters. You might feel like COVID is over because life has returned to normal, but viruses don't care about our sense of normalcy. They care about opportunity. And an unvaccinated senior is an open opportunity. This vaccine isn't about fear. It's about staying in control of your health so you can keep living the life you've worked so hard to build. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old woman who came to see me last spring. She was active, sharp, independent, the kind of person who prided herself on never needing help. But she'd been putting off her vaccines for years, always saying she'd get to it eventually, always feeling too healthy to worry. Then she caught shingles. It started with a tingling sensation on her lower back, then erupted into excruciating blisters that wrapped around her side. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't wear clothes without wincing. The pain medication barely touched it. For 4 months, Margaret lived in agony, unable to do the things she loved, unable to even sit comfortably. When the rash finally healed, the nerve pain remained. Postherpetic neuralgia stole another 6 months of her life. She told me through tears, "I thought I had time. I thought I was strong enough to skip it. I was so wrong." Today, Margaret is fully vaccinated. She's made it her mission to tell every senior she knows, don't wait until you're suffering to protect yourself. Her story isn't unique. It's happening to someone right now. Someone who thought they'd get around to it later. Quick reminder, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe. The fifth vaccine is the hepatitis B vaccine, and most seniors don't even realize they're at risk. Hepatitis B is a viral infection that attacks your liver, and it spreads through blood and bodily fluids. You might think, I'm not in a high-risk group. But here's the reality. Hepatitis B can be transmitted through medical procedures, dental work, shared razors, even during hospital stays, if sterilization protocols aren't perfect. Once you're infected, the virus can become chronic, silently destroying your liver over years, leading to cirrhosis or liver cancer. There is no cure for chronic hepatitis B. The only defense is prevention. The hepatitis B vaccine is a series of 2 or 3 doses, depending on the brand, and it offers lifelong protection. The CDC now recommends it for all adults, especially those over 60 who may need frequent medical care or have chronic conditions requiring regular treatment. This is a vaccine that flies under the radar, but it's guarding you against a virus that could quietly end your life decades from now. You don't need to be in a high-risk profession. You just need to be alive and interacting with the healthcare system. That's enough. The sixth vaccine is the Tdap vaccine, protecting you against tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, commonly known as whooping cough. Tetanus is caused by bacteria found in soil, dust, and animal waste. It enters your body through cuts, scrapes, or puncture wounds, even minor ones you barely notice. Once inside, it produces a toxin that attacks your nervous system, causing painful muscle spasms, lockjaw, and difficulty breathing. Tetanus has a mortality rate of 10 to 20%, even with treatment. It's a horrific way to suffer, and it's completely preventable. Diphtheria is a bacterial infection that creates a thick coating in the back of your throat, blocking your airway and making it impossible to breathe. Pertussis causes severe, uncontrollable coughing fits that can crack ribs and last for months. All 3 of these diseases are rare in vaccinated populations, but they still exist, and they still kill. The Tdap vaccine is recommended every 10 years, but many seniors haven't had a booster in decades. If you can't remember your last tetanus shot, you're overdue. This isn't about faraway threats. This is about stepping on a rusty nail in your garden, getting a deep cut while cooking, or scraping your hand on a fence. Any of those moments could introduce tetanus into your bloodstream. The vaccine keeps you safe from completely preventable suffering. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I've made it this far without these vaccines. Why start now? Here's why. Your immune system at 70 is not the same as it was at 50. Every year, your body produces fewer immune cells, and the ones you have respond more slowly to infections. What your body could fight off a decade ago now has the potential to overwhelm you. Vaccines don't just prevent illness, they prevent the cascade of complications that follow. A case of the flu can trigger a heart attack. Pneumonia can lead to sepsis. Shingles can cause nerve damage that never heals. COVID can leave you with brain fog and fatigue that limits your independence. These aren't separate problems, they're dominoes. And vaccines stop the first one from falling. You're not invincible, but you're also not helpless. You have tools. Use them. Another critical point, vaccines don't weaken you. They prepare you. There's a myth that getting vaccinated somehow burdens your immune system or makes you more susceptible to other infections. The science is clear. Vaccines strengthen your immune response. They teach your body to recognize threats without the danger of actual infection. The side effects, if you experience any, are mild and temporary: a sore arm, low-grade fever, fatigue for a day. These are signs your immune system is learning, building defenses. Compare that to the alternative: weeks in a hospital bed, permanent complications, or not making it out at all. The choice is obvious. Let's also address cost and access, because I know these are real concern. In the United States, if you have Medicare Part B, most of these vaccines are covered at no cost to you. The pneumococcal vaccine, flu shot, hepatitis B, and COVID vaccines are fully covered. Medicare Part D covers the shingles vaccine, though you may have a copay depending on your plan. If you don't have insurance, programs like the Vaccines for Adults, VFA, program can help you access vaccines at low or no cost. In the UK, the NHS provides free vaccines for seniors, including flu, pneumococcal, shingles, and COVID vaccines. In Canada, provincial health programs cover most recommended vaccines for older adults. The point is, lack of money should not be your barrier. Resources exist. Ask your doctor, call your local health department, or visit a community pharmacy. They will help you. Here's something else that matters: timing. You don't need to get all these vaccines in one visit. In fact, it's often better to space them out. Your healthcare provider can create a personalized vaccine schedule based on your age, health conditions, and vaccination history. Some vaccines can be given together, like the flu shot and COVID booster, while others, like Shingles, require spacing between doses. The key is to start. Make the appointment. Show up. Don't let "I'll do it later" turn into never. Later has a way of becoming too late. I want you to understand something deeply personal. These vaccines are not about living in fear. They're about living in freedom. Freedom to travel without worrying about getting sick far from home. Freedom to spend time with your grandchildren without the fear of catching something from them, or worse, giving them something dangerous like whooping cough. Freedom to age without being defined by preventable illness. You've lived a full life. You've worked hard, loved deeply, survived challenges. You deserve to enjoy these years without being blindsided by a disease that had a vaccine waiting for you all along. One more thing. Talk to your doctor, but don't wait for them to bring it up. Many seniors assume their doctor will remind them about vaccines, but in busy practices, it's easy for these conversations to get overlooked. Be proactive. Ask directly, "What vaccines do I need at my age?" Bring a list. Write down the answers. Schedule the appointments before you leave the office. Take control of this part of your health the way you would any other important decision. You are your own best advocate. The truth is, we live in an age where we have the science, the tools, and the knowledge to prevent suffering that previous generations had no choice but to endure. Your grandparents didn't have access to a shingles vaccine. They didn't have high-dose flu shots designed specifically for aging immune systems. They didn't have the protection you have within reach right now. Honoring that gift means using it. Not someday, today. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are exactly where you need to be to make a decision that could save your life. These vaccines are waiting for you. Proven, accessible, designed to protect the life you've built. Don't let fear, hesitation, or forgetfulness steal what's yours. If this video inspired you, like it, share it, and subscribe for more life-changing health insights.